SuperTalk Mississippi Media production.
I'm Steve Azar, and I'm on the other side of the microphone, meaning I'm asking the questions this time, and oh, have mercy for the airwaves. I spent 20 years in Music City, wrote and made some hits, traveled the world, and then moved my family back to the birthplace of American music and where the magnolia trees prosper. And now every time I put my feet on Mississippi soil, when I'm off the road, well, I'm at peace. On this show, it's all about hearing the stories straight from the mouths of the friends I've made along the way, their journey to success. Heck, there might be someone on, I don't even know, but you know how us Mississippi types are. We tend to take well to new company. In a Mississippi Minute, all 60 of them. I'm Steve Azar. It's just like that muddy river, moving slow. Ain't no worries, it's how life goes, baby. In a Mississippi Minute.
Hey folks, time for another In a Mississippi Minute. I am Steve Azar. As I look outside, I've got 2 ducks and 2 geese in our yard. They're usually supposed to be in the pond. I'll take care of that when I'm done with today's guest. Visit Mississippi.org as your author of our state song, which I'm so grateful for, One Mississippi. I urge you to take a road trip to our Mississippi with your loved ones and celebrate this hallowed ground. All right, this hallowed ground made a big difference in today's guest's life, I promise you. If you follow college sports or spend any time listening to barstool sports, which I do, chances are you've heard the enthusiastic and unmistakable voice of my guest today. Known affectionately as Mincy, he became a national media figure almost overnight thanks to his unfiltered passion, infectious energy, and deep love for Hottie Toddy. He's originally from Monroe, Louisiana. You know, we got to cross over the border from, there's no LSU there, but spent much of his childhood in the Mississippi Delta and his family farm on Lake Washington. Shout out to his wonderful mom, Brucey, and Jack Jackson for putting us in the room together, which spawned today's session. All right, he developed an undeniable passion for Ole Miss after attending Hottie Toddy, mostly because everyone else around him was attending LSU. Before his social media, famedom, say it got big, he had built a career with sports working for ESPN Baton Rouge. Dave Portnoy, the founder of Barstool Sports, himself asked him to come to New York and work for the company, and before he knew it, he was living in a tiny apartment in Hell's Kitchen. His daily content, whether he's debating college football, which is a lot to do, dishing out gambling picks, or reliving poker stories, which he was one bad, comes with his signature positivity and charm. But behind the excitement is a story of resilience, reinvention, and a whole lot of busting his you-know-what. From professional poker player to salad maker at Proud Larry's, his journey has been anything but conventional. A proud rebel, like we said, parlayed his viral moments cheering on Hottie Toddy into a full-blown career in digital media. So let's get to it right now. Born and raised in Baton Rouge, but inspired by our Mississippi Delta with Ben Mintz. What's up, Ben?
Doing good. Quite the intro there, Steve. I got to say, you're kind of pumping my tires. You're going to be feeling good. It's Monday morning.
Monday, I'm a little stuttery. I'm a little, it happens. But, man, I am so pumped. I do want to – you and I sat and we talked at Lake Washington over there. When you said you'd do the show, I was going like, oh, this is going to be fun.
Oh, well, I promise it's not just you feeling that way. Look, I love everything you do. I love your support for music, arts, and culture in Mississippi. So I'm honored to do it. And great way to start what should be a fun week here in springtime.
Okay, I love it. All right, so I got to tell you one quick story. I think you're going to crack up. It hurts me to think about all the months that went by without them knowing. So my good friend, Ann Lagori, she's a really primetime sports media lady. She's iconic. And anyway, she's up in New York, and she had some friends that wanted to come to an Ole Miss game.
Okay.
So we planned it. Everything's rolling. So this is months and months ahead. I was talking to the wife of the husband they were bringing, and the husband's like 6'3", 6'4", big guy, right? We were having great conversations, but I got on the horn with her, and at the end of my conversation, I said, Hottie Toddy. Well, I hung up, and I didn't think anything of it. Turns out they get to Ole Miss before we do, and they're in the square, and people start telling her at the store, Hottie Toddy. And she looks at her husband and goes, that's what Steve Azar called me. He called me a hottie toddy. And he goes, oh, I know, I'm going to have a talk with him about that. So then another person goes, hottie toddy. And she just couldn't understand it. And he was getting a little bit like, what the heck's going on here? Turns out they didn't know that Ole Miss had anything to do with hottie toddy. It was saying, and they thought I called her a hottie toddy for months. This is months it went on. I said, oh, my God, we're communicating. He wants to kick my butt. But anyway, they had the best time of their life. It's become a great joke. But anytime we bring people to the land of and do the Grove and all that, they're just blown away, especially when they're from football around the country. They love taking road trips into the Grove and experiencing it. So let's talk about your journey. First of all, leaving Monroe, you fall in love with the Mississippi Delta. It changes your life. And then you go to Hottie Toddy. Take me on the venture of young Mincy.
Okay, so young me, my mom, as you mentioned, from Lake Washington, farm in the Mississippi Delta. Grew up going to Roy's store all the time. Spent tons of weekends and a lot of my childhood over there. It's only like 2 hours from Monroe, so it's pretty convenient. The big thing for me was I didn't know where I wanted to go to college between LSU and Ole Miss. And I kind of thought about it a lot. And then my mom well because y'all are friends. I literally, it was like June after I graduated and I couldn't make up my mind. And my mom leaves the Robert Frost poem, The Road Not Taken, on my pillow one night, trying to get me to go to Ole Miss and do something different. It's pretty manipulative, but it was kind of a genius move.
Yeah.
So I decided to go to Ole Miss. Like I said, everybody from Louisiana goes to LSU. I wanted to do something different. Plus, I liked Oxford a lot more than Baton Rouge. Just beautiful town, just so unique. And the Ole Miss journey was a long and winding one, to put it mildly. I was an ATO. I pledged ATO. I was in ATO for a few years. Enjoyed that. Got really into poker during the Chris Moneymaker World Series of Poker 2003 boom, and just started out playing $5 games in the frat house, and would go to Tunica, the Horseshoe in Tunica and Gold Strike, and play for fun. And just was super into it. Probably wasn't caring enough about school. And then one night in April of 2006, I'm playing like a $22 internet poker tournament on Party Poker. There's like 2,400 people in it. And I just win it for $10,000 off $20. And I thought I was a millionaire. I mean, I literally woke up the next day and I was like, oh my gosh, the world is my oyster. And I remember I called my mother, who we both loved, but attorney, probably didn't want this life for me. And I remember telling her, and I was so proud, and she was not having it. She was not happy. She knew exactly where this was going to go. And this was like April of 2006. And then those next few years, kind of would take 3 or 6 hours of school, still living in Oxford, but mainly just playing online poker and live poker, and, got real good at it. And I ended up moving to New Orleans in 2009, and was down there for a while doing the poker thing. And then the funnest part of the whole journey though was I didn't finish school because my brain, when you're young, you're stupid. I was making a lot of money, and so I probably lost track of reality because gambling kind of desensitizes the money a little bit. And I lived in New Orleans for 5 years, did real well with poker for a few, and actually ended up in Rosarito, Mexico for 6 months playing online poker after the government outlawed it. And so it was a real winding path. And then in 2014, one of my best friends, Elliot Willard, is the number 2 bartender at City Grocery up there. Go say hey to him anytime, tall, long hair. He calls me in 2014 and has one of those calls you have with a good friend where he basically just yells at me and said, if you don't get out of New Orleans, you need to get out of there. We'll just put it that way. And he's like, you've said you want to go back and finish school. Well, I got a house on the square on Jackson Avenue. I'm already back here finishing. Just drag yourself here and we'll figure it out. And I was like, you know what? He's right. And so back to Ole Miss we went, crawling up I-55 in the fetal position after Jazz Fest, after a wild Jazz Fest, basically. And I had a year left in school to finish my finance degree. I'm back there at 30 years old. I always joked that it was like Van Wilder minus the women. And so I come back and I have a year left in finance, but it was very big experience because I'm coming out of I hadn't had a job for 8 or 9 years just playing poker. And I go back from I mean, when I mentioned the poker thing, I got 75th in the World Series main for $90,000 in 2011. I mean, like, I was no joke. Like, I don't want to like act like this was like, oh yeah, I'm some flash.
No, that kept you away from school. Hold that thought for a second. Let's take a quick break. I'm all fired up. I'm drinking coffee. My man Ben Mincy, Barstool Sports. You know him. And visit Mississippi.org. Plan a road trip. I'm Steve Azar.
I said 3 in Mississippi to this land called home. I'll bleed Mississippi till I'm dead and gone. Won't you carry on? I'll carry on. Mississippi, Mississippi. Mississippi.
Listen and watch all your favorite SuperTalk Mississippi shows live and on demand. Listen to tons of music. Plus, get the latest breaking news from across the state with the SuperTalk Mississippi app. The SuperTalk Mississippi app. Download the SuperTalk app on your iPhone or Android device now for free. Just search SuperTalk Mississippi in your app store on your mobile device to get everything Mississippi all in one place. The SuperTalk Mississippi app. Get it?
I got me a brand new car waiting in the driveway, shining like a bright new star. I've been wishing on it every day to take me away.
Into a Mississippi Minute. My guest today, Ben Mintz. Call him Mincy, Barstool Sports. Huge personality, but man, Mississippi Delta inspired. Born in Monroe. Visit Mississippi.org. We are the birthplace of America's music, but they got some good music over in Monroe and beyond in New Orleans. I can tell you. All right, Ben, you're in college. You're on year number 111 like I was. You're going through this process. You've made all this money playing poker. Continue.
Yeah, so I come back and I have none of the money at all at this point.
Because you spend it. That's what you do.
Yeah, well, yeah, I had my bankroll up like way over 100K, and I thought I was a millionaire, and I went from like over 100K in 2012 to like $2 or $3 grand in mid 2014. It was not good.
We had a dry spell.
Yeah, and I was like living in New Orleans and traveling and overdoing the lifestyle, and it was a combo of myriad of bad decisions. So we'll just leave it at that. So I go back to Ole Miss, and like, you go from, I mean, like what I always say is it's a long special fall from 75th in the World Series main for 90 grand to the Proud Larry's salad line. It's a special fall from grace that pulls that off. But I went back to college, was finishing my finance degree, and I was like, you know what? Like, I need to re-enter reality. Took a part-time job at Proud Larry's, like I mentioned. Love Scott Carradine. And then I was just back like a broke college kid for a year, taking class and making pizzas and salads at Proud Larry's.
You only had 1 year left, basically?
Yeah, I was there from like May 2014 to May 2015. I graduate with a 2.000 on the nose, I guess, and I came in with Eli Manning in 2001, and I graduated with Chad Kelly in 2015. I mean, it was.
I love it.
It was a winding road. I mean, I wasn't around, So I finish, and then I got to figure out, like, what do I want to do with my life now? And I was still kind of hanging around Oxford, but I didn't, want to be like the townie, not do anything, hanging out there. And I got approached by a buddy of mine I grew up with about a sports radio opportunity when I was back for a funeral in Monroe, Louisiana. And my buddy Sean Fox hits me up. He's like, hey, this Shreveport and Bossier City radio station wants me to come turn around their sports radio program, but I'm not going anywhere. I have a wife and a kid here. I'm going to recommend you for this job.
Wait a minute. Is there any past experience?
No, not really. I did like Rebel Radio, sort of, maybe once a week.
You got a little bit there. Okay, he must have known something.
No, I mean, we grew up together, and
so he sort of knew you could do this.
Yeah, he thought like the gambling background, the sports background, like my energies, like you could be good at this.
Yeah.
So I go over there and interview, and I get this job, and I start like December 2015, and it's a 3-hour radio show, and I know you do radio, I had no idea what I was doing. I sit down, I got like 20 pages of notes, and I'm nervous, and I'm talking so fast, and I have to get Sean on the line in 5 minutes. And man, that first year radio, I was terrible. I just, it was a lot. 3 hours a day when I didn't know anybody. But like anything, you do anything a lot, you get experience, and you kind of make it your own brand. And I ended up there for 4 years, did real well, kind of built something there.
So you're mostly doing. Are you doing LSU, Lafayette, all the LSU?
A lot of Louisiana. Yeah, we carried
Tulane, all that stuff.
Yeah, we carried Louisiana Tech on that station, so I was over at Ruston a lot. Yeah. And then I called high school football radio on Friday nights for Airline High School. But then I kind of figured out, and you've done this too. I mean, it's a testament to you do. Man, listeners can tell when you're passionate about something. And like, I made that show. We would talk about fantasy football, live music, and restaurants, and concerts, and gambling. I just was like, you know what? Let's just talk about stuff that I think's interesting, as opposed to just like getting some beat reporter on to see how spring practice went, and no one cares.
Right.
And so I think I did real well because I kind of, made it my own unique thing. And I built that up for 4 years. And then I got let go right as COVID hit in March 2020. And I moved back to Oxford, Mississippi for the third time, which is nuts. So I've lived in Oxford 3 times for 10 years total, but I thought that would be a good place during COVID. So it was so weird. During 2020, I'm back in Oxford and I'm playing online poker. And I'm like, have we progressed as a human at all? It's like, I feel like this is like 2006 and nothing's changed. And we're sitting here 14 years later. It's like time is like a flat circle. It was real weird. But I was up there for a few months. And then I got hired by ESPN Baton Rouge in like July of 2020, which was the job I really wanted, because ESPN Baton Rouge is like a top 5 radio station in the South. That Guarantee Media does really well. And I was pumped about living down there and getting to do that. And then Barstool came out of the sky in October that year. So, I mean, 2020 had lived in 4 cities for 3 months each, had 3 jobs, got fired, got hired twice, and ended in New York with Barstool. I mean, my 2020 is crazy.
So Dave Portnoy, right? That's how you say it. Yeah.
Yeah.
He just hears you on the radio. How does this happen?
So it was actually a video of after Ole Miss beat Kentucky in overtime. It was Lane Kiffin's first SEC win in October of 2020. I just did a video ripping a huge hottie all fired up on social media. And like, I don't think anything of it, I'm just pumped up after Ole Miss win, and the next morning, Sunday morning, I'm driving to Natchez, Mississippi to do the ESPN Baton Rouge Sunday morning show with the old LSU great quarterback Rohan Davey and Jimmy Ott. And my phone blows up like a nuclear cannon. And I don't know what's going on. And then I see Dave Portnoy tweets, SEC football hits different. It's me screaming a hottie toddy at the TV, all fired up after Ole Miss wins. And then so I'm like, well, that's kind of weird. And the next thing I know, I look down and Dave Portnoy follows me on Twitter. And then I get a DM from Dave, and he's like, is that you on that video? And I said, damn right, that's me. And he's like, all right, we're ready for you to come work for us at Barstool Sports.
I mean, that's insane. That just, look, see, all that journey back and forth to Ole Miss, you look at the plan that's there for you, and I really believe sometimes we can't screw it up. That you got to go down this crazy road sometimes and into rabbit holes, and you have to dig your way out, and you just have these crazy, just epic journey, and all of a sudden there it is. Well, I believe there it is was going to happen. You got to look at that and go, you were prepping yourself and doing all the right things along the way. I feel like developing you as a radio personality on the way, and by the time he came calling, you were ready.
I think so. I mean, it was just so crazy. That 2020 stretch, like I said, I mean, I was in Shreveport for 3 months. I get fired. I mean, granted, COVID, I got a lot of people. I'm in Oxford 3 months playing online poker. Next thing I know, I'm in Baton Rouge, working for ESPN Baton Rouge. And then I get hired by Dave in October, and I'm moving to New York during the middle of the pandemic when I'd only spent one night my whole life there. And Dave actually offered me, he said I could stay in the South, but I was like, man, I've been grinding forever, 4 years in Bossier City. Like, if I got a chance to be in that office, this is my big break. So I got to get up there and do it. And up to New York we went,
Well, that's, a lot of things happen in COVID that were obviously negative and scary and fearful, and most of us in the world didn't know what was happening, but there were some silver linings with a lot of us in the creative world and the media world. When you didn't sit on your rear, you actually you were creative, you did things. And I really feel like a lot of my friends in the business really rediscovered themselves. I feel like I did in a lot of ways. I call it the great reset, and things got better. Let's take a quick break. We're with Mincy, Barstool Sports. Well, he's done it all. Professional poker player. I'm glad he's not making salad, although I wouldn't mind having a salad made by my man Mincy. Man, plan a road trip to your Mississippi. I can promise you that Ben was molded and inspired so deeply by this sense of place that I moved my kids from Nashville to, and it changed their lives forever. It's what Mississippi does. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back with you.
Time clock, 3 nights going non-stop, no work and all play. I don't have to be me till Monday. I don't have to be me till Monday. I don't have to be me. Monday, I don't have to be me till Monday. I'm still trying to find my way.
Up to $20,000 available for first-time home buyers. Hey folks, Steve Azar here. Helping is the heart of our friends at Guarantee Bank. They offer programs like the Home Buyer Equity Leverage Partnership Grant that can assist qualified first-time home buyers with up to $20,000 towards down payment and provide home ownership counseling to empower you on your journey. These funds are first come, first served. Learn more about this program and to apply now, go to gbtonline.com. Guarantee Bank, member FDIC.
Listen and watch all your favorite SuperTalk Mississippi shows live and on demand. Listen to tons of music. Plus, get the latest breaking news from across the state with the SuperTalk Mississippi app. The SuperTalk Mississippi app. Download the SuperTalk app on your iPhone or Android device now for free. Just search SuperTalk Mississippi in your app store on your mobile device to get everything Mississippi all in one place. The SuperTalk Mississippi app. Get in a Mississippi Minute with Steve Azar, right here on SuperTalk Mississippi.
We're in cold water and we're in too deep. Yeah, we're in cold water.
I think I said don't go nowhere.
Say we
Oh, it's good, man. This is so fun. You got me I'm like reliving this. Kind of got my juices going and starting the week. I'm ready to get back. I'm ready to get back to it. It's got me excited to get back to work. I probably need it.
Are you eating bacon right now?
Oh, yeah.
That's my man right there. Ben Mintz, eating bacon. Visit Mississippi.org. Been with me since day one. I love those folks over there luring people to our Mississippi. And once you do, you find out our hospitality, our personality, the characters that we are, and the beauty that we are. So check them out. All right. Ben Mintz is my guest. Mincy, you know him on Barstool Sports. Wild ride so far getting to this point. Ben, how long have you been with Barstool Sports as of now?
I've been there all 4.5 years. So we made it pretty far. We did 2 years in New York, 1 year in New Orleans, and then I've been in Chicago now 1.5 years. So it's been all over the place.
You hop around like my daughter a lot. So let me ask you that. My baby girl's in New York cooking on the line in the hotline, she's a chef. At a place called the Musket Room, and it's a Michelin star restaurant. She's making her way up, but we get a call the other day, and I'm probably not supposed to say this on the air, but she got accepted into Tulane out of high school, and she chose Arkansas she got Georgia and Tulane, but chose Arkansas like her mama, and then studied in Spain, gastronomy and all this stuff, worked in Chicago at one of those let us entertain you restaurants for a while, and then made her way to New York, went to culinary school, and she's talking now about going to New Orleans, and I'm going like, well, today's guest is a whole lot like her. You guys like to travel, you like to pack your suitcases, and you like to go. What got you out of New York to Chicago?
So what happened was I did a year. Basically, I did 2 full years in New York. And look, the New York thing, I like New York. I think the history, the food, the culture, there's so much amazing stuff about New York. It's just a hard place to live unless you're making like 500K plus.
Yeah.
But the cost of living, and it wasn't like I didn't like New York. It's just the cost of living was insane.
Well, yeah, you live in a matchbox. Exactly.
Yeah, and I ended up commuting. I was living in, I liked Hoboken, New Jersey a lot, actually. I was there for a year and a half, and it's a super unique, cool place, but I had to commute every day. And when I got a chance, I wanted to be the barstool guy in the South. So I kind of asked them when my new contract came up if I could, move back South and do stuff there. And they were totally fine with it. And so I moved back to New Orleans in early 2023, but then all kinds of stuff. Basically, I did New Orleans for like a year, and then they opened, they were building Big Cat, who's our number 2, had been wanting to build a big Chicago office for a long time and raise his family there. And we built like a new $20 million office in Chicago in West Loop. And when that opened, Big Cat sat me down, was just like, hey, I want you to come up here and work in this office because this is going to be what the future of the company is. And he told me, it was like, your job's not on the line, but we really need you up here. And I was like, okay, like the writing's on the wall.
You enjoy just wanting to kind of get into your psyche here. Are you one of those ones that likes to pack up your house and move it a lot? Because you've been doing that a lot. I just want you to know that.
Yeah, I've kind of like that's a gambling lifestyle too, like a little bit of a wanderer, kind of a wherever I may roam type. But the Chicago deal I love, though. I really do. I like Chicago 100 times more than New York. The cost of living's better. It's a cleaner city, great food, music, love our new office. Really like all my coworkers there. So I actually think I've got a real positive situation, and so I'm hoping I'm there for a little while longer.
Cubs or White Sox for you?
So that's a weird one because I'm going to be a White Sox fan when Ole Miss great Tim Elko gets called up. He's tearing it up in AAA for the Charlotte Knights. And I'm friends with him. He won the Ole Miss 2022 national title. We were all in Omaha. I'm friends with his dad. So the second he gets called up, I'm going to the South Side to support him.
Louis Coleman comes to our charity event every year. Now, he played for LSU and won the national championship and went to the Tigers and all that. So I love talking to him about that moment when he was on the mound. Look, could you have ever imagined that it would be State and Ole Miss and Pearl River Community College in the middle of it, winning all of baseball? And you and I both know that the quality of athletes that Mississippi has or Mississippi draws, it's insane. In our junior JUCO system is the best of all. And it's just crazy to me, the talent level that we have had and that continues to come. So I coached 2 boys while I was here on the basketball court, Dylan Johnson and Trey Benson. They're both in the NFL now. They both played, they both Washington Huskies finished his career, Dylan, and then was in the national championship. Trey and them got screwed. Quarterback gets hurt. They don't get to play. We thought that Dylan and Trey were going to play against each other in the Final Four. They were in the same backfield with 9 boys at St. Joe.
God,
is that crazy?
That is crazy. I knew that. I knew both those guys. I knew Dylan definitely was from there. Wow, I didn't realize they were in the same backfield. Yeah. Trey's at the Arizona Cardinals right now.
Yeah, Trey started at O'Bannon and ended up his last 2 or 3 years at St. Joe, and the backfield was it was stupid. I mean, it was stupid. They were running all over everybody. And I guess what the beauty was, they started comparing apples to apples when they went off to those camps in New Orleans and in Nashville. One of them got MVP, and then the other one got MVP. And then next thing you know, they're both on a plane to Oregon. The Ducks are offering he went and played for Oregon first, Trey did. But Dylan was offered as well, I'm pretty sure. But everybody was after him. They're great kids. But let's move on from that. The bottom line is, what the heck is it about our Mississippians that between music and sports, it's like a natural resource?
No, it's a real thing, especially when you look at the per capita, considering the population size. I mean, you look at the sports thing. I mean, it's just all over the NFL. You know, congrats to A.J. Brown getting that Super Bowl title. But it's everywhere. You know, Mississippi, birthplace of America's music, and then just like the per capita to the NFL rate is literally the highest in the country when you look at the population size. So, I mean, there's a lot of special talent coming out of that state. That's for sure.
All right. So how often do you get to see your mom?
Make it every couple months. I'll see her in Charleston at a wedding next month, but you know, talk to her all the time. You know, she's doing well. Shout out to
She's
the
a
mom.
special lady. You know that.
Yeah, she's gotten super healthy too. I'm real proud of her.
That's wonderful. Yeah, she looks wonderful. We've always enjoyed getting to see them at least once, now twice, maybe 3 times a year because of Wild Savannah, as we call her.
That's a fact.
She's something else, isn't she? I love her so much. All right, so let's talk about Chicago and where you guys are right now at Barstool, and how the growth has happened. And you feel like this is the first place you're going to be, it's like put your roots down in a long time?
I don't know if I'll go as far as roots because of my lifestyle. You know, I think I'll be there a couple more years though, hopefully. I know I signed a 2-year contract last August, so I know I'm good for another year and a half. At least we got that going.
You're irreplaceable.
No, I hope so. You never know, man. Media is a crazy world, but I feel really good about my role up there. I'm not saying it's bad. But, man, the Chicago thing, so I love it. I pay the same rent that I paid in Hoboken, New Jersey for an old apartment, and now I got a 32nd floor with a downtown skyline view of the old Sears Tower on the edge of West Loop. Great neighborhood. I'm in Greektown. I got Fulton Market close to me, Randolph Street. It's awesome. I mean, it's the best living situation I've ever had. Like I said, our office is great. And then the thing about Chicago, it's the opposite of Mississippi. You suffer 7 months a year to get the good 5 months. And so we're almost at that special Chicago summertime. Every live music act in the country comes through. You know, everybody's out on boats, out in Lake Michigan, on the beaches. So, I mean, it's just the summertime up there. I remember before last summer, everybody's like talking it up, like, oh, you just got to wait till Chicago summer. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, I'm sure it's cool. And then seeing is believing. Yeah. It's insane. And so we've kind of, you know, but the thing is, the winter never ends. I mean, it was 40 and raining when I left last week in late April. So we're almost at the end of the tunnel. I'm really excited about a big summer up there. And, you know, it really is great. The people in the Midwest are approachable. The New York thing, it's a lot different people and culture.
Look, I've played all over this country and world, a lot of the world, but I'm telling you right now, that could not be any further from the truth what you just said. Beautiful people, beautiful, but very, very different. Let's take a quick break. We are with Ben Mincy, Barstool Sports. You know, planting a little bit of something there in Chicago now, but we'll have him back before it's all over. Plan a road trip. I'm Steve Azar.
$20,000 available for first-time home buyers. Hey folks, Steve Azar here. Helping is the heart of our friends at Guarantee Bank. They offer programs like the Home Buyer Equity Leverage Partnership Grant that can assist qualified first-time home buyers with up to $20,000 towards down payment and provide home ownership counseling to empower you on your journey. These funds are first come, first served. Learn more about this program and to apply now, go to gbtonline.com. Guarantee Bank, member FDIC.
Listen and watch all your favorite SuperTalk Mississippi shows live and on demand. Listen to tons of music. Plus, get the latest breaking news from across the state with the SuperTalk Mississippi app. The SuperTalk Mississippi app. Download the SuperTalk app on your iPhone or Android device now for free. Just search SuperTalk Mississippi in your app store on your mobile device to get everything Mississippi all in one place. The SuperTalk Mississippi app. Get it now.
Hey, this is Bob, and if you're...
Mincy, Barstool Sports, my guest today. Here's the deal, Mintz, let's stay in Chicago for a second. You enjoy also looking down, you like looking at crime? No, I'm messing with you. I know, I'm just totally messing with you. My roommate was from the suburbs of Chicago, Crystal Lake, Illinois, and we used to be the only cars heading north from Delta State. He played golf there, heading north at all our spring breaks. And we were going and we were heading in, still bad weather at times. We did 4 360s one time with me behind the wheel in Urbana, somehow parallel park between an upside down VW and an 18-wheeler. And we, without money, we had no money, having to figure out how we were going to stay at a hotel, and ate at the Little Egypt Pancake House, asking could we work for our dinner. Crazy trips that we took up there, but we had a lot of fun. And I love Chicago. I made my first really bad record in Chicago. It wasn't Chicago's fault, but I got to spend time there as well. And it's a beautiful city. A lot of our friends have gone up on the stock exchange up there and wore it out from Indianola and Greenville, and they're all retired right now. So Chicago was good to them.
I believe it. That commodities exchange, it's a super real thing, and that definitely crosses over with the Mississippi farming and agriculture for sure.
That's exactly right.
I believe it. I know a lot of people that have done well with that too. But no, there's also great, one of the things that makes Chicago Mississippi first cousins is the blues music culture. And, I've really enjoyed getting out and seeing a lot of that. Like Buddy Guy has his club in Chicago, which is super cool. And I don't know. There's like I don't know. There's a little symmetry there with New Orleans too. It's a lot more than New York.
Well, you grew up in Monroe, and let's don't sell that short. Musically, the state of Louisiana is potent. I mean, like potent. I couldn't wait when I made my Waiting on Joe record. I had to have Sonny Landreth play on my record. He's
nice.
at Lafayette, and I was a fan of Sonny Landreth's, and he was playing with John Hyatt, and I felt like he was cheating on me before he knew me. I just want you to know that. But he did play on my song Rivers on the Rise, and One Good Reason Why, and I just was so moved. I still play those two songs in my set. I think about Sonny. It's like he has a squeeze box on his slide guitar. It's just nobody sounds like that. But Louisiana, obviously, we won't surrender to them in Mississippi, but doggone, we respect it. God, it's good.
Oh, yeah. Sonny's great. All that New Orleans music culture, amazing.
Let's talk about the loss to Kentucky. That hurt you in football? How bad did it hurt?
It hurt. Luckily, I wasn't there.
We were there.
It's the one that hurt me. That one in Baton Rouge this year is going to be with me for a long time.
Yeah.
That one, God. We
should have been up 17-0 in the first quarter. We had no points.
That one. I was on the field on the Ole Miss sideline, and I grew up, being from Louisiana. My dad went to LSU. My mom went to Ole Miss Law School, and I used to work for ESPN Baton Rouge. So, I grew up in the middle of that LSU Ole Miss thing, and so that one always means so much to me. And that one, oh man, some drunk LSU fans definitely knew who I was and shoved me in the concourse on the way out. And he's lucky if I wasn't a 41-year-old overweight, middle-aged guy, I might have done something about it.
Hey, all right, well, you're going to be a target for sure, but everybody even the people that hate you love you. But don't forget, there's a fine line between love and hate. It's a tightrope at the most, and people of you are entertainment to everybody on either side of the fence, I can promise you. Hey, so your voice is really special. So when I listen to you and I hear it's got incredible passion behind it, but it's its own thing. Have you ever thought about that? I mean, you're like great singers, man. You got to have your own voice.
Yeah, I think it definitely helps me that you always know when I walk into a room, and that's a big thing in media. I got just like the gravelly kind of southern drawl. It's weird because it's like a North Louisiana Delta thing. It's definitely not, South Louisiana. They sound a lot different. But I don't know. It's like a little gravelly, but luckily it takes me pretty far. I mean, it's definitely a unique, good thing for me. And I just try to be energetic everywhere I go with positive energy. I know you do the same. And, I feel like that, can magnify in the world.
Are you still playing any poker at all for fun?
Oh yeah. I play like once every month or two, but I always play the World Series of Poker. When it comes to Chicago, I usually play the local stuff. But yeah, I still play, it feels like I'm playing once every month or two. I mean, I probably need to play more, but we're just so busy with basketball.
Yeah. So now the difference in who you are now is Mincy.
So it's added a ton. I mean, and I have like way more media obligations, but back when I used to just play poker, like people knew I was like a pretty good poker player, but I was wanting to see. And now when I'm out there, it's added a lot.
I can't thank you enough for joining me today. I'm a fan, and I love your mom and Jack Jackson and Savannah Engel and all your friends, and I've gotten to come home and gotten to be real close to them. It's been a big bonus in my life and my wife Gwen and our family's life. So I can tell you that it's been really awesome to have you on.
Oh, thank you so much. I feel the exact same way. I've always had a lot of respect for everything you do for the state of Mississippi, and so I was honored to join, and hopefully the listeners enjoyed it, and hopefully do it again sometime. Follow me at Stool Mincy on Twitter and Instagram.
At Stool Mincy say it again.
At Stool STOLMINTZY on Twitter and Instagram. We're out there.
I'm gonna do it right now. Now, and you guys better do it yourself. Ben Mincy, Barstool Sports. I'm Steve Azar. Ben, you're the best.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
I'm Steve Azar. In a Mississippi Minute, all 60 of them, where you can take your sweet time.
A SuperTalk Mississippi Media production.